Hello, Pisces. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, my name is Steph. I'm so grateful you are here. We are going to create an ink blot made in your name and essence, and we're going to scry it for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses, adding on some oracle cards. And where Mr. Paranormal Plasma here is, we have Ghost Tube kicking for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further inspire or irritate. Overall, pleased to receive or release freely, Pies. Timestamps are below. Any ways that you'd like to like, share, subscribe, and interact with the channel is appreciated.
Silly.
Let's go. We are spooky and silly here. All right, here's your canvas. Pies, your two animal cards that came up are the cuckoo and the dove. New path. Sorry, I didn't even read it. New fate and path direction, new cycles of opportunity. So I don't know if these are setting the stage. This is what you're feeling. Interestingly enough, they came out together in the pre-shuffle. So I love that. Okay, Pies. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Steph, and I create in the name of muses. And if you are returning, hello. How are you? Has it been a while? Also, timestamps are below if you want to pitter patter get at her. This is new to me sharing this part, so I apologize if it's any more or less awkward than I normally am, as it is a different portion of my energy that creates. It's my masculine energy that creates and my feminine energy that scries. As well, what else is there? Oh, I've added mother. Do we have a mother thing coming on? If you'd like to join the membership, that's greatly appreciated. If you join the stars, you get access to all the extendeds. And if you're more of a pay-as-you-go person, the link is also below to my Buy Me a Coffee where I put them. Overall, your support helps and helps me keep the ads down because I get it. I feel it. All right, Pies, we are going to fold crease of creation. If you'd like to close your eyes. Taking a nice deep breath, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and to honor of the Piscean Collective. When you're ready, Pies, here is your ink blot. It's still coming together. I'm going to check my inks. You can scry for a moment. Feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or
Please go.
Please see, sense, or feel. My goodness, sorry. Or any interactions with the channel is appreciated. It's safer if I spend a moment doing that. All right, I'm diving in. New fate, direction, cycle of opportunities. There's a woman stepping forward in spirit who's like feeding the birds, feeding the ducks. What is that? Feed the birds. Tuppence. Tuppence. I don't know. Tuppence for... I don't even know if that's the right word. Somebody's feeding the birds. Oh, mother goose. Possibly a mother you have in spirit, or okay, so side reel as well, you might be a mother and you have a daughter or a feminine energy, female
Louder.
Expressed. Oh geez, you are louder. Yeah, oy vey. Son or daughter in spirit, but feminine energy predominantly. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here, Pies. And you know the drill as well. If any of these parts or symbols aren't your scry story, thank you for holding space for others to receive theirs. There's this big bird coming at me here. Is it a big bird? It's not like Big Bird from Sesame Street. I feel like a one-man band is coming towards me. So it's not a bird, but it's like this whole one-man band thing. Some of you might have... Okay, so it's like a crow. I'm also seeing a candle. I feel like there might be some... Pies. Okay, so maybe this is in regards to the new cycle and opportunities, because I feel like I'm almost, by acknowledging these, There's a part of me that is grieving. You know, it might have something to do with this passing over here. Okay. The other part of me, compassion, sorry if that's you, I didn't mean to cross over that quickly.
Liar.
I really didn't, I promise. Sometimes the ghost box is cheeky. This feels like I'm grieving, going through the grieving process of whatever the opportunities I'm stepping into means. I'm leaving something behind, or an opportunity. There's some sort of evolution. The opportunity has evolved, and it's almost like part of the way through. I thought it would stay that way. And I was happy with that. I was happy with the way it stayed. But something also asked for me to roll with it, to move forward with it. I got to come back here, sorry, because there's like a little thing going on, but you're probably used to it by now, and I don't need to apologize for the earrings. This passing over here, mother, child, it's whatever age they passed at feels very important. And I'm not trying to say it's not important otherwise, but it's like the memories held in that moment are so pure. And you know, like even like seeing the evolution of something, like maybe you start a garden in a pot, and then you want to grow more and more, and then you end up with this whole yard of gardening. And there's something asking me to acknowledge that maybe you thought you would always be this way, but then you decide to get into wildflowers or add anything else you want. I got to come back to the mother and child. They didn't get to go past that point. They didn't get to view, observe, or have the opportunity to see the whole evolution of their child. I'm sorry if that was super choppy, and if you've made it through, I adore you, and I'm so grateful for the amazing space that you hold, Pies, and hopefully that message is for somebody. So that's the compassion I'm feeling. Understanding that evolution, the opportunity of that evolution to see my child grow up older. I don't get to see that. On the flip side, when I wander into whether it's your channel of corporate creative, personal, professional, romantic, platonic, there's an evolution that's happening. It absolutely. And something might have it might feel like a derail, but I'm actually seeing it, because I very specifically was derail, but I'm actually seeing like those train tracks divert. Neither is right or wrong. Something inside of you somewhere, Pies, is like you're willing to be part of it. It feels I don't know, it feels exciting. Sorry if that's weird, but you're here, so okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep scrying, and we'll add on some oracle cards along the way, of course.
He won't leave.
What is this I'm seeing here? Sorry, I'm trying to look two different directions. What is this one-man band? I'm seeing those flags. I don't know actually what those flags mean. If you're like car racing, it doesn't have to be car racing, of course. It just feels like something with flags. I gotta say something too about, I don't know if it's like an altar boy or somebody in a ceremony. I could wander to the funeral, a funeral procession or ceremony, but there's something else as well. Do you know what it makes me feel like, Pies? It's in the derail, divert, access to something. Prayer candle as well. I think it's something maybe you've been praying for.
Caution.
Yeah, I feel hesitant, but I'm like, ooh. It's like going up a roller coaster. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But then it's exhilarating. But I feel like I might be on that. You know, it's almost daunting, right? It's almost daunting. We'll draw out some mega decks. Mixed decks here I have. Looking for the Pisces. Do you know the bird orioles or orioles
Disrespectful.
standing out for somebody? Definitely don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone. What does a blue flag mean, if at all? It's almost like when I'm going up that roller coaster symbolically, or in a car racy thing. Certain flags mean something like, I don't know, last call or last 10 laps, but you're getting close to the top. And then it's like, and then it immediately, whoosh. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Whew, it's almost like exhilarating. Sorry, the Orioles might mean something to somebody as well. And angel number is 11, 11, 11, 11, 1, 1, all the way up to 4. Because this is the feeling, you know, like on a roller coaster and you might put your hands up. It's like your heart opens. This candle opens in the heart space. Some pies, you might be really flourishing emotionally if this has anything to do with your throat or your emotional flag. If you're needing help, wanting help, overwhelmed into this waterfall and pouring into that. Because I'm seeing a little bit of a dam right here. But then there's an arrow up. And it brings me to that candle. There's also something. I don't know if it's a musical instrument because of this whole one-man band, or you're multifaceted, like you're multi-skilled. Yeah, okay. What? Okay, so I'm just going to say it. For some pies, you might have seen something that like changed your life. I don't know if it was a tragedy, or if it's something you saw in your third eye that was inspiring. Something I saw changed my life.
Married.
Okay, there's also something about really big ears. It's funny because I'm seeing your eyes as doors, and then your ears as different kind of doors. I don't know how. They're a different shape door. They're more like oval with a little point at the top. I'm seeing swords up here, wooden swords. So maybe 2 of swords or something along that lines. Okay, sorry. Soul child. Yeah, is Vincent might be a child. A soul child might also be your name. If this is your child in spirit, or you're the child, this is how big the mother energy or your energy. This is either the mother energy or the child energy looking upon you. That's how big it is. Like, this is a big old eye. Thank you. A big old eye. When I was young, there was these things.
I remember.
Yeah. I don't know what they were called, but they were like sticky, slimy things. And you could like whip them. They were in the shape of like lizards, frogs. I just remember. I think they were all different kinds of colors, but nonetheless. Sorry if I'm very sweaty and marked up. I was at the flower farm today working, so I'm sunny. And you could like schmuck them to the wall. And they were like these. And then if they got like cat hair or dog hair on them or fluffs and dust, it's doing it like right in my third eye forehead area. Like,
Scratch.
I hope this is making sense for somebody, pies, because this feels like a very
Grave.
You know what it feels like? It feels like a mixed message. And I'm having to contend with that in myself as stuff as well. But at the same time, I kind of know that it makes sense. If somebody's connecting the dots, and I appreciate that wisdom. See the blue in that smoke, and we were talking about like prayer or being at the altar. Somebody might have felt at some point in time like I want to give up. And it could be because of this grief, or maybe it wasn't opportunities coming your way the way you thought. Or there was that classic divert. And that feels like a tower almost. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, over here, I know I got distracted. And then I got distracted again. Do you know what it makes me feel like? Is like if I was in a rainforest and all these different birds were talking to me or chirping, and I don't know, like that one-man band, I don't know where to put my attention. Something about the girl Smurf as well. She has like the blonde hair. I don't know her name. This feels a little devilish over here. But I see it differently over here as like a sloth with a son, specifically a sloth with the baby. I feel very protective over it. Yin yang, yin yang, 22. So you had 11, 11 and now 22, doubling up. If you're still with me, Pi, some of you might be really harnessing your gifts. Okay. And when I say that, protecting treasure, thank you, because these are like the divert things, allowing things in and out. I also feel like I'm protecting a certain amount of my peace with prayer, some kind of music. I feel like I'm seeing something like mid-action, because this is coming.
Frustrated.
Sorry, this is coming at me. That's moving. These are moving. And this flag is like, everything's moving. And at the same time, there's a portion of me that feels... Remember like when I was talking about that roller coaster? And part of me feels like I'm going... There's where it's like, oh my goodness. And then another person's like, I can't look, I can't look, I can't look, I can't look. And then it kind of brings me back into that I saw something I didn't really want to see. Yeah, like I have, even like through this read, feels a little anxious. Is it excitement or anxiety or both? I think it's both. It's like the closer I get to the top, maybe you're climbing to the top in some way, shape, or form. Or because of this diversion, somebody might have got let go from their job or position as well, because I'm seeing like a kick in the butt boot. So somebody might have been asked to leave, but then in other ways I'm seeing it like to move on to this new fate. New fate. You have here listening. I think that you are, because I feel, even though there's all this movement, why am I back at the roller coaster? Give me a moment. Because I'm hearing, just like being in the rainforest and hearing all the different kinds of birds and all these different sounds or messages, so then I almost hear none, like noise pollution almost. You guys have big ears and you have big eyes, all those doors. Maybe I'm giving the boot to them. Maybe I'm just like, I can't hear all this. Like, it's none of my business. Or I just don't want it to be my business. Because everything... Anyway, sorry. So it's like my senses, like you're elevating in this roller coaster. For whatever reason, that's why it's coming through. But even the sound, the click, 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 is so strong. The the sights that you see as you're gaining height become clearer. There's less eye pollution. But when you look down, it's so small, or getting smaller and smaller, it looks busier and busier. It's anyway, the point being is my senses are being
Convicted.
activated. Specifically my hearing and my sight. But it has something in relation to this outpouring from my heart. If I built a creative dam, I feel like I'm starting to, I have what some might recall as like angel help opening up like wings.
Undecided.
Maybe you haven't decided as well. I can't say. I'm also seeing like some of you might be earth witches, or I could say kitchen witch, but I'm seeing it more earth. There's fear here as well, but I see the fear and anxiety. It's like I'm trying to decide between excitement, anxiety of what am I going to do? These are both in the same position. And you know what's funny though? Even through this read, and I apologize, but I'm sorry not sorry, because you would think, right, if we were typical topical folks here, new cycles of opportunity, new fate and path and direction, click bait, right? You would assume you would get on this ride at the theme park and it's going to be a cheery, happy read. I don't want to feel bad that it's not, because I feel like the journey to get here needs to be acknowledged and appreciated within the Piscean collective, because your view, some of the things that you have seen,
I am
heard,
in pain.
and said are painful. And I feel like maybe you might need to know or have a hug as you're doing it, even though you're this fate, new direct path and direction, opportunity, and you're seeing
Peace.
all of this happen. The things that you've seen rising above and still able to choose by your own prayer, skills, sensitivities, strengths and sensitivities interswapping here. It's there. Do you know what I'm saying? The climb only goes so far before you get to have the exhilaration. But yes, there's fear and anxiety. What am I going to do?
It's cold.
How do I protect what I love? How do I protect my pain? How do I protect my pleasure, pain-pleasure matrix? The child within, I pray. And not only do I pray from a state of fear and grief and or whatever, the change, right? Maybe this is like even like menopause or retirement. It's change. Diverting. I feel like I want to acknowledge that. For any pies that have made it this far through as I'm getting ready to close out, it's acknowledged. You are heard. There are no words to help one through grief. There are no words to soften necessarily your rise to whatever your top is. That inevitably you're going to get to that top of whatever it is and take the amazing journey back down and put your 2 feet in a heartbeat on the ground and carry that exhilaration with you. And then you walk back again around the park and you're like, let's do it again. And you're like, no, I'm good for a while. Either or, they're fine. It's a whole cleansing thing as well. Fire, thank you. It's a whole cleansing thing. Allowing it to put cleansing of the throat, the third eye, and outpouring it. All right, pies, I'm going to continue on to the extended. You are more than welcome to join me. More ways than one, of course, but you don't have to. Gratitude galore if you've made it this far through. You truly are a champion. You truly are a champion. You have all these tools, all of these things on your wall that are telling me you've been and seen things in life. And now it's like, what am I going to do with these pieces? What do I want this to become?
Watching.
Sorry, because I kind of want to give you props. I want to give you props, Pisces. The way you view the collective, what you've seen, heard, personal life, the collective, the public. I want to give you props. All right. Clickbait don't work on the pies. It's got to have some girth to it. And now that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to continue on to the extended. Links are below if you want to join the membership or upgrade, or if you want to go pay-as-you-go style and buy me a coffee, link will take you right there, and you can download it, watch it, all the signs actually as I'm doing them. So it's not just a one for one. All right. If you want to just come and go. Otherwise, pies, thank you for being you.